Yeah, so once again, thank you for giving me this opportunity. And for my project, I chose the first task, which was to create a node application which uses computer vision to monitor facial movements of a user. Side that when a user opens their mouth, a sound should play, and when the user closes their mouth, the sound should stop. So Yes, of course, I started by installing the Node.js dependencies too, and so that I can be able to run this application on Node.js as a backend, application service. So, after installing the Node.js and the different packages, the first thing that I did, the first thing first of all, for you to have this, you have to have your server JS where it's going to be running in, and as you can see here, I created an application using the Express service, so I created the first step was creating the application using the Express module. Which just simplifies the process of creating and managing our web server in Node.js. And after that, I initiated, the Express application, and so for this application, it's gonna be using a port 5000. Wait, it's gonna start the server and listens for incoming requests from port 5000, and for in this port 5000, it's gonna listen to there's a folder here, public folder, so it's going to be listening to the public folder in assessing any in this public folder there'll be index.js, where it's just going to be it will be assessing it in the web browser, and so after creating this, and so the next step that was done, I first okay, so we're going to be using a node modules. It's called face APIs, so that's basically where all our machine learning, it's where our pre-trained machine learning models runs from, so it's just like for example, when after you've done after you are done creating a machine learning model, and let's say you want to deploy it in, let's say, in AWS. First of all, you have to containerize the model. So these are already pre-trained models, they have already been pre-trained. If we could have started by pre-training these models from scratch, it could take us a very, very long time. So this is it's already a simplified process for us. So these models have already been trained in using deep learning models, various deep learning models, and so it's just for us to pull those packages and use it here. So that basically tells us about these modules that we're gonna be using. And the other thing I did was I first imported that's the models first. That was the models, and the other thing that I did was sound. So I put sound in our sound folder here, and so that when such that when the user opens his mouth, sound is gonna play. And so the other thing the here is the face API mini.js that I was telling you about. It's already simplified machine learning models. So the other thing that I was telling, so I tried a lot of a lot of process. For example, here you can see I have several script files, and I might just give you like a brief introduction about all these JS files, JS scripts that I did. So at first, I created an application that it detects your face when you open your mouth, and when you close your mouth, and um, so the first challenge that I had when I was first doing this, my first application is yes, it could detect the face, yes, but the moment you moved away from your camera, right? The moment you moved away from your camera, and take for example, you had a user who was it was not really consistent, like in one place in a computer. So the moment that it just moves away from the camera, it's gonna stop detecting its face. So I fixed this by creating these things like that when you move away from the camera, it's gonna adjust the landmarks. It's gonna adjust the landmarks side that it's gonna adjust this landmarks, and it could detect you the when you move away and when you move closer to the camera. So for our first script, let me just show you my final script first. All of these are the scripts that I tried, mount distance. I even tried increasing the width distance of the mouth, so that when you smile, that was, I was just trying, to modify so it could fit side that when a person, because I had challenges when at first I could try opening my mouth, but the width distance, if the width distance increases or reduces, it could not play the sound. So I did all this modification. So this is our main file here. So as you can see here, this is a JavaScript file, right? And so this basically, it sets a live video feed for as the data sources for facial detection. Yeah, so it sets the data sources for facial detection, and after that I loaded our pre-trained model. That's using Face API JS that was here. So this is already pre-trained models, the one that I was telling you about. And for these pre-trained models, it uses SSD mobile net. If you've done deep learning, you'd understand that the mobile net V1 and V2, there's a lot, it detects the faces, in a video feed. And the other thing that I use is face landmarks, so it detects facial landmarks, such as eyes, noses, and mouth. And so it extracts unique features from the face, for face recognition stuff, and for this project, you can also modify this. You can also modify this to detect things like face recognition. If you're trying to compare a face, face of someone, maybe a celebrity or anyone else, you can use this to detect. The other thing you could also modify this, further. I didn't do this, but you could also modify it to detect the age and gender of the person. And the other thing that I think might be very useful, for example, face expression. Take for example when a person is, when you're trying to understand the characteristics of a person, when you're trying to let's say a person is gaming, yeah, and you want to understand if this person is really frustrated or is tired with this game. So this person, we can use this to collect the data. We can understand if this person is training the user this application, or this person is training to cope up with this application. So we can analyze this using a face expression. But for this case, since I was just trying to do the basic thing, I did not include face expression. But it's something you can just, it's down here, but you can just incorporate it too. So after that, the step that so the next step that I did, it was a Canva setup, right? The Canva setup, yeah. So this Canva setup, this is a block of configuration of Canvas elements to align with the videos. It also deals with the positioning, the sizing, and from left to top, and the sizing, so that it can, this canvas it's going to provide us the video frame. This guy will be drawing a layer on top of a video feed, right? This uses detection results, like for example bounding boxes and landmarks to align with the corresponding features in the video. And so the other thing that I did was facial detection and visualization loop, which I all did that. And moving down here on drawing landmarks, let me just show you. I'll leave it here. So the thing that I did when performing facial detection and overlay the results, so basically this was the results of drawing landmarks. So basically, what I can say is so this code implements real-time face detection where it captures live videos from user's webcam, and then after that, after capturing the live videos from user's webcam, it loads machine learning models to analyze face for detection landmarks, expressions and other things. You can use it for face detection or other things that I was saying. So it synchronizes our drawing layer with the video to display detection results, and it continuously analyze the video and update the visualization after every 200 millisecond. Let me just show you where that comes from. You can adjust it here. You can change to after every maybe it can run after every 100 millisecond or every 200 millisecond. But for me, I used 200 milliseconds. So the other thing that I did here when I was trying to adjust the mount distance that I told you, I set the open mount threshold 25, so that okay, so when I realized that when I use OpenSea, if I keep this low as 10, sometimes someone might be using a camera that's not really visible, but so it could detect that the mouth is open while it's really close. So I adjusted the threshold here, and after that there's one other additional thing that I did. The other thing, I'll just show you exactly what I did. You see, I load a lot of .js scripts. So like I was saying, the challenge that I had was detecting when a person moves away from the camera, so it could still detect the face, and when a person opens the mouth, it just maintains that frame. I'll demonstrate this, so that when you're close to the camera and when you open your mouth, it could still act the same way when you move away from the camera. So let me just start by demonstrating this, then I'll tell you some of the modification that I did, and if you like, I can show you all what this script does, all the modification that I did and how I improve all these things. So yeah, like I said, after running the no demo on server.js to start our script. So okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move away my mic from the camera, then you'll see what happens. And you also notice that when I move closer to the camera or away from the camera, it's gonna just continue playing. The first problem that I had is that when I moved away from the distance, it could not detect my face, and the mouth distance, from the top, the landmark from the top to the bottom of the lips, it could fail to adjust. So I created this to adjust, so that when I move away from the camera, it can reduce it can just set another length from top to bottom, so that when I move closer to the camera, let's say the mouth threshold could be like a 25, or so that when I move closer to the camera, it can increase to 35, and when I move away from the camera, the landmarks from the top to the bottom is gonna reduce into 10, so that helped me. And the other modification that I really did well was just calculating the distance. I could calculate the distance, so that when I move close to the camera, you see that the distance reduces or increases. When I move away, it increases. This I think this really help inside that when a person maybe is trying to make sure that this application runs really well, it can maintain like a very good fixed position. So you can maintain, let's say